So the project actually is the whole length of High Street.
The
right?
whole length, from open country south to open country north, which is no longer open country. And one of the purposes of doing the show was to document the people and the inhabitants of High Street. Most cities don't have this, where you had the road going all the way down to the river, and it made a migration of the farmers and the people coming up to the city for jobs. 72, 73, 74, we were photographing out there. Sometimes we'd go out together, sometimes we went out by ourselves, and we agreed. There was no assignment then, but we went out and just wandered and sat down to see what we had. And the sound on film interviews anchored each one of these areas of the street. One of the first pictures we have is about the farmer standing in front of his house and talking about him watching the dirt road become a paved road.
1929 we moved here. It was a dirt road. The next year they put the brick down. And then of course they went from brick to blacktop. And then they got to concreting. And everything was hauled to market with horses back in them days and wagons. You didn't see very many trucks. I know we used to haul them here to Asheville and Lockburn with teams of horses.
Street photography. This is a little different than news photography. The news photographer, usually there's very deliberate effort on their part to be in a place when something is happening. This is just a much different perspective because you're part of the community, you're on the street, you're not swooping in at some, dramatic moment.
The source of it all was the Farm Security Administration that Roosevelt put together to help get people together to show them how bad it was out there in the United States. When I first went on High Street, it was the pits. People were poor. They're just barely making it on the rents they had.
I came from West Virginia.
Did you? Whereabouts?
I don't know.
About the most interesting things happening around here is the police department in this neighborhood. Especially the winos, we see them get them and they throw them up on the back of the patios, beat them with the sticks. They're pretty handy around here with the sticks in this neighborhood.
In the Short North, this is about the 600 block, I think, and the variety of businesses is just truly amazing. There's antiques and markets and hamburgers.
Yeah, it's very dense. It almost makes you think, am I looking at a scene someplace like Chicago? It's like, no, that's Columbus.
The secret is, up and down High Street at that time, the properties were owned by individuals who lived in those areas. At this time, they were already beginning to do the rebuilding, and a lot of the people moved out because they couldn't afford the new housing and the rents that were in that area.
Well, and in the 70s too, I know I did a kind of a quick count of how many people were in a city directory in these years. And from Warren Street in the Short North to Arcadia, just above Ohio State, there were probably 1,000 people that were still living in the streets. They were often pensioners, they were students, it was very intergenerational, and in fact, I thought this really spoke to that, because this would have been a high street around Price Avenue. It was one of the only places where elderly people on a fixed income could find a place to live.
All those early 20th century novels, this is the story where the writers and wrote about of the people who lived in these places, the pensioners, life on the street and so forth. This life that lived there, that population's gone.
The diversity of High Street is gone because this was when it was more diverse.
The local ownership of these places is what's important. It's before the change, it's before somebody else is making the decision on zoning and everything else.
Up and down High Street, you find elderly and you find pensioners, but you also find kids.
It was a place where people hung out again at Christie's Market. People later on talked about how awful it was, these people who lived there, and it was so good to get them out and everything. And my pitch was, this is their life. This is their memory. Bad or good, they loved each other.
What's sad is, where do people go? They're pushed out, and then
that
where do
was
they
a
go?
big problem.
Yeah.
That was a big problem. And people who were fighting against the redevelopment of the Short North at first were trying to find low-cost housing for them.
And if you look today at the Short North with the sale of Bollinger Towers, senior city housing now becoming a boutique hotel, again, just pushing poor people out of the neighborhood.
Darrell Muthing, who took this picture here, focused it in on the regulars on the street.
Right.
This guy would be seen up and down High Street all the way in the traffic. There was that one-on-one symbiotic relationship with the neighborhood and the people. There was neighborhood then. It may have been poor, but it was neighborhood.
Right.
As the bigger corporations come in and things, that sense of neighborhood, that's just going to change, and it is changing now. But this was something, maybe it wasn't always pretty, but the people knew each other, they cared about each other, and they watched out for each other.
When you get up into the university area, this was the Yi Chi Hand Laundry, now part of Gateway. There were at least 4 Chinese laundries on High Street.
The vitality of our country, vitality were the immigrants who bought their skills and they opened their own restaurants down there.
Right.
They can't survive against the chains now. Right up the street, we had a man who blocked hats out there, men's hats, and they were locally owned. The people lived there, they were known, and lordy, lordy, there was neighborhood.
You find a lot of different people from different places, and just being up here is a learning experience.
People just walk up and down High Street to see all the other people walking up and down High Street.
This gentleman, I never knew his name, walking up and down. He would be the whole length of High Street.
The photographers that are working with him loved these people. They loved the inhabitants, the people who habitated High Street, from the evangelical preachers to the
Right.
man in the wheelchair. I don't know if people from the suburbs were uneasy about somebody like him.
Do you remember anything about this photo?
This is not related to her. She just happened to be there. That just happened to be behind her. But this is the time, finally, when the wraps came off of X-rated films. And this place was a rundown, shoddy theater.
When it came down, it was another kind of era, the city refusing to let X-rated go-go places within the city limits. And that changed High Street all up and down. Jerry Gordon.
Mr. Gordon.
Mr. Gordon ran the ice cream store, he and his mother, at the corner of Norwich.
He was very dedicated to her.
I remember about 10 or 15 years ago, you'd see everyone going to the university dressed with shirts and ties and dresses. I think now that the youngsters of today feel more that it's important what's inside and not what's on the outside or what clothes they are wearing.
Did you do this one too?
I did that
Because
picture.
it looks like what you would do.
I think I said something like, "You two look like a bunch of hippies. Can I take a picture of you sitting on the step?" That's how wonderful that moment of photography, what you remember is not the memory. You remember actually being there and seeing that happen. This will be central to the issue of the sensibilities and what you see as a photographer, what you have seen and how you see yourself when you see people. If I see you, if I see you, if I see the cameraman, if I see people out there, how I am going to respond to that situation. He was out in the yard here raking leaves. She came out the door to see what was going on. He kind of put his arm like this, and he said to me, "Do you want me to pose like the FSA photographs?"
Oh my.
Yeah. They were hip. They knew their history. They knew their photography. And you know what they did? She says, "I've just baked a cake inside there. Would you all like to come in and have some cake with us?" And that's how I ended my interaction with the people on High Street, from the farmer down south where they had the dirt road going through to this last vestige of the country between Delaware and Columbus, Ohio.